Have you heard the one about the pizza that tastes like metal? It wasn't always that way. And alas, that's not the only food at Aldi that tastes seriously worse than it used to. Aldi's Bakehouse Creations Crescent rolls have apparently undergone changes both external and internal, as the packaging and the ingredients are now different. These rolls promise to be an easy dupe for the Pillsbury version, but it seems that their updated look and flavour haven't exactly been well received. One shopper who's been eating and loving the Aldi brand of both the regular and reduced fat rolls for years took to Reddit to express some disappointment by declaring, "New packaging is fine, but the rolls are absolutely inedible. They were dry and almost cracking when I was unrolling and shaping, but the baked result was just awful. Crunchy and odd flavour. They even smelled funny while baking." And this isn't the only person who's noticed a change, as that Reddit thread was filled with multiple customers describing pretty much the same experience. It's often the little things in life that make all the difference, and in the case of Aldi's Oyster crackers, that couldn't be more true. Despite their diminutive size, they've made a big impression on shoppers. They were discontinued in 2023, though they eventually returned, but with a new recipe. They're made of a combination of flour, baking powder, shortening, yeast, salt and sugar, but you can rest assured that the tweaks to this simple recipe did not go undetected. As one person put it on Reddit, "I used to love their bagged oyster crackers, then they weren't available anymore, and the ones they have now are bleh." And Aldi didn't just stop at the flavour, as the size changed as well. The new oyster crackers were drastically smaller than the original ones, which also didn't go unnoticed. If you find yourself stuck with the new version, maybe you can salvage things by incorporating them into your baking, because you probably won't want to eat them on their own. Clancys is Aldi's brand for potato chips, and they're generally pretty good. In fact, the Clancys Stackerz crisps aren't too far off in quality from the much more popular Pringles. Or at least that used to be the case, as things have changed when it comes to the Stackerz.
You've changed, man.
For one thing, they're a victim of the infamous Aldi shrinkflation, as one can has been reduced from 6 ounces down to 5.2 ounces, and the chip itself has also been meddled with. The newer edition has a sandier texture, which has turned off many shoppers. But it's not all bad news, as this updated recipe is gluten-free, which anyone with celiac disease or gluten intolerance can surely appreciate. If you're a devoted Aldi shopper, then you may have already heard about this next drama, as the refrigerated pickles took a beating when the chain changed the recipe a few years back. Customers have called the new flavour similar to horseradish, plasticky, or just plain weird. But the biggest complaint is that these pickles are no longer sufficiently crisp, as they instead end up mushy and flaccid. So clearly it's best to steer clear if you're a fan of crunchy, tasty pickles. It's a state of affairs sorry enough that you might be convinced to make your own homemade pickles instead. Your taste buds will surely appreciate the effort.
We can pickle that!
From stuffing it into mushrooms to turning it into cloud bread, there are a ton of ways to utilize cream cheese beyond just spreading it on a bagel. But not all cream cheeses are created equal, and we definitely recommend staying away from Aldi's version. What once was a passable dairy spread now simply doesn't taste like it used to. As one shopper put it simply on Reddit, "The cream cheese spread has gone downhill recently," while another chimed in, "I seriously don't understand how it tastes like absolutely nothing. It's like air with calories." And the taste isn't the only reason to stay away. In May 2024, Aldi had to recall its cream cheese across 28 states and the District of Columbia due to the possibility of salmonella contamination. No flavour and food poisoning? That's not exactly a match made in culinary heaven. Aldi is apparently pulling a fast one on its shoppers with its chicken salad. There's been a double whammy in the form of a change in the recipe as well as a hefty price increase. According to frustrated shoppers, it's now filled with gristle and has gone up by almost $2 in some locations. As one person put it on Reddit, "The chicken salad used to be my absolute favourite, but I have refused to buy it ever since it went over $4, which was many price increases ago. Kinda glad to hear the quality has gone down too, because now I don't feel like I'm missing out." Aldi shoppers have also had a problem with the cranberry and almond chicken salad, with sporadic reports of a sour taste. If you're feeling adventurous, you can always make your own chicken salad at home. But if you didn't hear the warning in time and you've already got a tub of Aldi's version at home, then try upgrading it with some spices and herbs that you've got lying around your kitchen. While we're on the subject of poultry, we can't ignore the red bag chicken. It wasn't that long ago that this was easily among the best frozen meat offerings at Aldi. They were especially beloved for how they could be utilised to recreate popular fast food sandwiches, but things have changed for the fondly nicknamed RBC. Alas, what once was a cult favourite simply doesn't taste like it used to anymore.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
If you frequent food-related social media, then you know that there's absolutely no doubt that Aldi has ruffled the feathers of its chicken lovers. According to these shoppers, what were once juicy, succulent pieces of breaded poultry are now excessively gristly and tough. And it's not just the gristle. The chicken itself is reputedly sweeter, while the texture of the breading is much more crumbly. One shopper summarized the whole sorry state of affairs by writing on Reddit, "I used to be the biggest RBC stan, and now I haven't bought it in well over a year. Breading is soggy and falls off. The gristle and some whole pieces feel like I'm chewing wood. I couldn't stomach it anymore." Bagged salad kits are a great idea in theory. They make the process of conjuring up a delicious mix of veggies quicker and easier by providing you with a solid base upon which you can add on all the fixings that your heart desires. But if you've recently purchased salad from Aldi, then you might want to be prepared for a bit of disappointment, because this is yet another case of the food that doesn't taste like it used to. As you might expect, customers have had plenty to say about the declining quality of the bagged produce. In a thread on the Aldi subreddit, one person was especially upset by the different lettuce type in the Caesar salad kit, a mix of iceberg and green leaf lettuce instead of romaine. As that person insisted, Caesar salad is romaine, period. Meanwhile, another shopper was frustrated by how quickly the salads now become soggy, and nobody wants a soggy salad. Another convenient, though somewhat less health-forward option at Aldi is the take-and-bake pizza. But it seems that this too has been a victim of the dreaded recipe changes that plague so many of the chain's products. The alteration is clear in a few different parts of the pizza. The cheese has been changed for one thing, but it seems that the most noticeable difference is in the dough. If you're hoping for a light and fluffy base, then you're in for a not-so-welcome surprise. As one person put it on Reddit, "I thought it had a slightly metallic aftertaste, as if the dough used baking powder instead of yeast." And another disappointed shopper added, "It's like a soft cracker sort of now, instead of like a doughy pizza crust." I was so bummed.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Cheapskate.
And that's not all, as pizza fans have always taken issue with the size of these pies, or lack thereof. In some cases, they've been an entire inch smaller in diameter than advertised. Once again, we have to suggest that learning how to cook your own version might just be a better idea. Maybe it's time to finally add a home pizza oven to your Christmas list. When the craving hits, there's nothing better than a deliciously warming curry. And if you agree, then Aldi has you covered. Or at least it used to. Many shoppers have relied on the chain's Tikka masala sauce for their curry fix, specifically the version that contains 60 calories per serving. But now it's been changed, and some customers are desperately trying to find a similar replacement. The most noticeable difference is the addition of ginger. While there are some clear health benefits to this particular spice, not everyone is a fan, especially when it's so unexpected. Meanwhile, some curry lovers have also claimed that this new version is flavorless and bland, which is exactly the opposite of what you're likely looking for in something that should be fragrant and spice-filled. Maybe if all you know is the new version of the curry, then you might be okay with sticking with it. But as one person summarized the situation on Reddit, "If you like the current one, then just enjoy. But people who know what it was like 5 years ago generally don't like the new version. Likely less cream, more water, and the usual shrinkflation jar size changes." There's no greater partner for peanut butter than chocolate. Well, except maybe jelly. But if you've got a sweet tooth and it's time for dessert, then chances are you're reaching for chocolate when a craving hits instead of a PB&J sandwich. So it's no surprise that plenty of companies make some delicious peanut butter cups, and Aldi's version is one of the best on the market. They're so delightful that some people have even reportedly banned themselves from buying any more of them because they used to eat their way through the entire pack in a week. But it seems like things have taken a turn for the worse since then. Sadly, there are way too many people who believe that Shuka peanut butter cups simply do not taste like they used to. As one person reported on Reddit, "My wife and I pretty much always get these peanut butter cups on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, so we can have a quick little pick-me-up in between meals or a couple to be a dessert. But the last couple bags we've gotten just taste different. Has anyone else experienced this, or are we crazy?"
Well, you're not. You're not.
Indeed, multiple chocolate lovers have noticed an aftertaste with a bit of a chemical tang to it. Some people have even thrown the bag out halfway through because they thought the cups tasted so strange. That's quite a fall from grace indeed. As one other person advised on Reddit, "Never fall in love with anything at Aldi. They change manufacturers and recipes all the time." Hot dogs are a comfort food staple that might seem pretty hard to screw up. But somehow Aldi has been having issues in this area, as shoppers have reported a strange aftertaste in these particular dogs. As one person bemoaned on Reddit, they tasted weird and different to me lately too. They definitely didn't taste like this when I ate them last summer. And it's not just humans who have noticed the difference, as another shopper revealed, I buy these for my dog and cut them up into little bite-sized treat pieces and he has stopped eating them. Even opened a new package today and he turned up his nose. Maybe you can salvage these dogs a bit with some reliable condiments, but we can't imagine Aldi will be taking you back to hot dog heaven anytime soon.